we're ready for language today, being Thursday, April 2nd. In language today, we're going to review for a test tomorrow, test 12, and we're going to do page 143 in your book today. So we're going to review quickly for a test tomorrow, and then you'll do another page, just continuing on your study of adjectives. Okay, so let's start with our review for test 12. So the review is going to start here with number 1. Okay, on your test tomorrow, you will need to be familiar with diagramming sentences. And if you look on page 194 in the glossary in the back of your book, you have those examples of diagramming there. I just put one here, Lillian. Hey, Lillian. Lillian baked. You'll have that, or you may even have the rocket ship. Hey, Lucy. If you have compound subjects or compound verbs. So page 194, just check that out in your glossary. Okay. Number 2, you will need to make sure that you are familiar with pronouns. Let me find my. Be right back. Pronouns quickly. Please be sure that page 198 they're listed. But if you wanted a quick view, let me see if I can get that all in there. There you go. There they are. Make sure you recognize your list of pronouns. All right, just renaming a noun where you don't have to continually say a proper noun over and over. Pronouns are listed on page 198. I gave you some examples. This is not all inclusive. He, she, it, him, I, me, just depending on if it's on the subject side or the predicate side. Okay? Number 3, pronouns. Page 130, we did some examples this way, where you had to divide, find the subject, find the verb, and then find the pronoun. And one thing that I failed to put here is if it was on the subject side or the predicate side. If you remember that was around page 130. So the first thing we had to do was to divide between the subject and the verb, just like we've always done. So we're going to divide she or her is visiting her cousins tomorrow. Okay? So let's divide. We would divide between she and her. We just got to go back and pick which one. Okay? Is visiting. What is our verb phrase? Make sure you're picking up both of those. Is visiting. Now we're going to go back and we are going to find our subject here. Okay? Is it she is visiting her cousins tomorrow, or her is visiting her cousins tomorrow? She. That is correct. She is visiting. Now, you'd have to circle the pronoun. So from my chart, what would be the pronoun? She. That's right. So we're going to circle she. That's the pronoun. Now, is that on the subject side or the predicate side? It's on the subject. That's right. We use she on this side. Okay? So you need to make sure you're able to do that tomorrow for your test. And it's just step by step, guys. It's not anything, to worry about. Divide. Underline your predicate or your verb. Underline your subject. And then find the pronoun. Okay? And determine if it's on the subject side of the divisor or if it's on the predicate side of the divisor. All right? So now number 4, you have one more section on your test tomorrow. This was matching your your pronoun to who or what it was renaming. Okay? So the example says, the directions will say, circle the pronoun. That will be the instructions. So the first step will be to circle the pronoun. Nathan spilled honey on the table. It was sticky. What is my pronoun there? And it could be anywhere. Where is it? It. So number one, you will circle, first step, it. Then it says, underline the noun in the sentence that the pronoun takes the place of. So what is it? What was sticky? The honey, and we're going to underline that. Good so far? Good. Then it says, number three, draw an arrow from each pronoun to the noun. So start at the pronoun and then just draw an arrow to what it renames. Okay? So you'll have 4 sections on your test tomorrow, and that's what it'll be. All right? So if you have any questions about those, please feel free to have someone give me a text or a call, but that will be your test tomorrow. Okay? Any questions about that, just let me know, but that's give you a second there if you want to just kind of pause the video there, just make some notes, but it should be a good review of what we have tomorrow. All right, so let's move on to page, your second assignment today, page 143. Page 143. I'll be right over in just a second. Let me grab my book. Continuing our study of adjectives. Adjectives are the parts of speech that describe nouns. Tells what kind or how many, the color, just giving those good descriptive words there. So on page 143 today, this is your assignment today. Look closely. An adjective is a word that describes a noun. An adjective may answer one of these questions. What kind? We talked about that yesterday. Red crayon, neat handwriting. How many? We talked about that yesterday. 4 pencils, several books. Our new question today is which one? Those erasers, or second recess. Wow, second recess. Think A. Describe each noun by writing an adjective that answers each question. So this is kind of your take here, okay? You have the noun. These are all common. Shirt, cup, ice cream, dog. So you are filling in adjectives there, describing those nouns. Let's look at think B. Circle the adjective in each group of words. In the blank before the words, write the question the adjective answers. We'll do a couple of these together. Number 1, you have huge tree. So what is my adjective there? Huge, because tree is the noun. So you'll circle huge. And which question does that answer? What kind, how many, or which one? What kind? Number 2, you have that car. What adjective will you circle there? That, because car is the noun, so you know it has to be that. And which question does that answer? What kind, how many, which one? Which one? Right. I want to drive that car. I am pointing at that gray Challenger. That one. That's the one I want to drive. Okay, we'll do one more together. Number 3, red rose. What is the adjective there? Red, because rose is the noun, so you circle red. Does it tell what kind, how many, or which one? What kind? Okay, so you kind of got the gist of that there. So you finish 4 through 8 on your own. Write C. In each blank, write a good adjective to describe each purple noun, just as we did yesterday with the pizza and the stars, or different ones we had there, okay? Or the night sky, that's what it was. You have Write C, page 143. There are activities to do on a rainy day. There are many. That tells which one? No, how many? I'm sorry. How many? I'm sorry, I was reading here. My blank thing to do is to bake with Mom. I like to help her make muffins and cookies. What would you like to make there? Okay. So you're using adjectives to describe what kind, how many, or which one. So your assignment today, make sure that you've studied over your review here, numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. Rewind the video. That's why it's a little closer to me so you can see the board. And then to finish up page 143. Okay? And tomorrow I will read some of our pages that I'm getting back on the adjectives you're filling in, and then you guys can take your test tomorrow, and that'll be the only 2 assignments we'll have tomorrow. I'll go over some of your papers you're returning to me, and then we will take our test tomorrow being Friday. Okay, so with that being said, language is finished, and if you're following along in our day, we're going to take, today's Thursday, so we're going to take our spelling trial test today for list 26. So you can go ahead and have your paper ready with your heading, your name, your date, spelling test, list 26, and have that ready, and we'll get started.